Hey there, this is Alexis Knight. Welcome to this series that I'm doing called Under the Influence. And this is under the influence of others, not of a substance, not of alcohol or opioids. This is what happens when you are under the influence of someone else. Crimes get committed, even murder. It is something that we don't talk enough about. Who is responsible for all of this when something like that happens? Today, here in this little series, 3-part series, this is part 1, we're looking at the dark side of fame. We are going to look at the O.J. Simpson case, and it's not what you think it is. I know that everyone knows the O.J. case. Most people do. And what happened there, but we're going to look at it from a different perspective. This is part 1, the O.J. Simpson case, the power of charisma. So let's get into it. So the dark side of fame. When looking at the dark side of fame, we explore how the glitter of celebrity can hide some of the darkest truths. Here today in this little series, we are going to start with this case, the O.J. case. It doesn't need to be really introduced, but we're not just going to rehash the details of this crime. We are going to look at how Simpson's fame, his charisma, and his status influenced not just the people that were directly involved, but really the entire world that was watching. This isn't just a case about murder, guys. This is a case about power, influence, and the way a celebrity's image can manipulate even the most serious of circumstances. All right, so O.J. Simpson. This guy was not just any celebrity. He was the juice, a beloved sports hero, a charming actor, a man who had it all. From his incredible career in the NFL to his successful transition into acting, Simpson was the epitome of the American dream. He was born in San Francisco in 1947. His rise to fame began in football, where he becomes this star running back for the USC Trojans, winning the Heisman Trophy in 1968. His athletic prowess, his charismatic personality, this all made him a household name. People loved this guy. And he soon parlayed his sports fame into a career in Hollywood. He started appearing in movies and TV shows and commercials. I mean, how much better could things get? And his charm, it extended beyond his athletic and acting skills. There was more. He was a public figure who seemed approachable. He was someone who represented success and hard work and the ability to overcome obstacles. His involvement in charitable activities and his friendly demeanor, it all added to his public appeal. But that charm and charisma, they were exactly what made the events of June 12th back in 1994 so shocking. When Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman were found brutally murdered outside Nicole's home, the last person anyone wanted to believe could be responsible was O.J. Simpson. And yet, as the evidence began to mount, the image of a man, this man that the world knew, this man who had it all, this approachable, friendly man, that image was beginning to crack. From the moment O.J. was identified as the suspect here, his fame began to play a pivotal role in the case. The infamous Bronco chase, that was on June 17th in 1994, that was one of the most surreal moments in American television history. This was broadcast live to millions of viewers. The slow-speed chase of Simpson's white Ford Bronco through the streets of Los Angeles turned what should have been a grim moment into this bizarre spectacle. People watched not just because it was newsworthy, okay, but they watched it because it was O.J. Simpson. His fame made the entire country and much of the world feel like they had a personal stake in what happened. The media coverage of the chase was relentless, with networks breaking into regular programming to show footage. This chase wasn't just about capturing a fugitive. This became a national event, complete with commentators, people speculating about Simpson's state of mind. Was he guilty or innocent? And what could happen next? The public's fascination with Simpson was so intense that many people just couldn't look away. And the Bronco chase, this becomes a symbol now of the power of celebrity in America. And it wasn't just the public who was influenced by Simpson's fame. The media coverage of the trial was unprecedented, with every detail being scrutinized and broadcast around the clock. This so-called trial of the century became as much about O.J.'s image as it was about the facts of the case. Defense attorney Johnny Cochran famously said, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit," referring to the glove found at the crime scene. But beyond that rhyme, there was a deeper strategy. The strategy was to play on the public's perception of Simpson as the man they thought they knew, rather than this other man that the evidence was suggesting he might be. The media here played a crucial role in shaping public perception of the trial. From the moment Simpson was accused, the trial becomes this media circus, with every twist and every turn broadcast live on television. News outlets competed for exclusive stories, and the coverage often blurred the lines between news and entertainment. This trial was covered not just as a legal proceeding, but as a reality show with O.J. cast as the central character. That's really what it was. The saturation coverage of this trial had a significant impact on public opinion. People were just bombarded with images of Simpson, from his days as a football hero to his somber appearances in court. The media's focus on Simpson's celebrity status created a narrative that often overshadowed the facts of the case. The public was drawn into the drama, with many people forming opinions based on the coverage rather than the evidence. We see this all the time. The media's portrayal of Simpson as a larger-than-life figure also influenced the way this trial was perceived. Simpson wasn't just another defendant. He was a celebrity, and that status gave him a level of visibility and influence that most defendants could never hope to achieve. The media's fascination with Simpson's fame meant that the trial was covered not just as a criminal case, but as a cultural phenomenon. Simpson's fame did not just influence public perception. It had a profound impact on everyone involved in this case. The defense team, often referred to as the Dream Team, leveraged Simpson's celebrity status to craft a narrative that would resonate with the jury and the public. They painted Simpson as a victim of a racist system, a man who was targeted not because of what he had done, but because of who he was, a famous, successful black man. They played on everything that he was that would get the public really riled up. This narrative was powerful. It wasn't just about proving Simpson's innocence. It was about challenging the very system that was trying to convict him. The defense team's strategy was to shift the focus away from the evidence and onto the broader issues of race and fame and the potential for systemic injustice. And this really gets the public fired up. By doing this, they tapped into the public's existing concerns about the overall fairness of the criminal justice system. Brings them in hook, line, and sinker, particularly when it came to a high-profile case like this involving an African-American defendant. The prosecution, meanwhile, they struggled to counter this narrative. It was just too big and too involved. Despite having substantial evidence, they were facing an uphill battle against not just Simpson's defense, but they were battling the public's desire to believe in this O.J. that they admired. The prosecution's case was based on the physical evidence, but in a trial where perception is everything, they found themselves fighting against a carefully constructed image of Simpson as the wronged hero. One of the most controversial aspects of the O.J. Simpson trial was the jury's decision to acquit him. Many believed that Simpson's fame and the defense's ability to frame him as a victim of systemic racism played a significant role in his outcome. The jury wasn't just evaluating the evidence. They were also weighing the cultural and societal implications of convicting a man who had been a symbol of success and all that charisma. This raises an important question. How much did Simpson's celebrity status influence the jury's decision? Was it possible for them to separate the man from the myth, to see O.J. Simpson the defendant rather than O.J. Simpson the star? And if not, what does that say about the power of fame in the courtroom? All right, now let's finally talk about us, the audience. Okay, this O.J. trial was not just a legal proceeding, right? This was a cultural event, one that captivated and divided the nation. Simpson's fame allowed him to manipulate not just those in the courtroom, but the millions of people who were watching from home. We all were drawn into this narrative, anyone watching. Everyone was influenced by the spectacle of it all, and many of us found ourselves picking sides. And a lot of it was not based on evidence. It was based on emotion and perception. So as we reflect on this case, it's important to recognize how easily we as bystanders can be influenced by a celebrity's public image. We like to think that we are rational, that we make decisions based on facts. But the O.J. Simpson case shows us just how much our perceptions can be shaped by the fame and charisma of those involved. So, okay, in this first part of this series on O.J., we have explored how fame and charisma can influence not just the people directly involved in the case, but the public and even the judicial process itself. But we're not done yet. 2 episodes to go, guys. In the next episode, we are going to dive deeper into this trial, the verdict, and the aftermath, examining how Simpson's fame continued to play a role long after the jury delivered its decision. This is Alexis Knight. You are listening to the series Under the Influence, and we are in the dark side of fame with the O.J. Simpson case. Stay tuned, stick around, episodes 2 and 3 to come.